Just making a little bit of tea here. Got the campfire stove all cooked up. About an hour before sundown. The stove's just getting going. I'm excited by it. It's really keeping the A-frame warm in here. Got our bedding area set up. Gonna be making some dinner pretty quick. Bear with me. I'm still trying to figure out the best lighting situation I can. But wood stove's going. It's probably about 45 outside, and I'm pretty comfortable. I'd say it's around 60 degrees here inside the shelter. So, a couple things we brought for the overnight is a good old fashioned can of bear mace. I also have a 10 millimeter with me as well. And you're like, Unc, what's a 10 millimeter gonna do against a black bear? I don't know. I don't really want to find out. I'm hoping that the bear spray will be enough. Made a fatal mistake coming in. I The only way to get here is by boat. John boat. I'm out in the middle of a state forest, and there's no trails. There's no anything. It's just the only way to get here is a John boat. I built this shelter. It's just an A-frame. You can kind of see behind me here is my sleeping area. I have a cot with a. I'll try to do something about that lighting situation. Sorry, guys. If you know how to get better lighting in the middle of nowhere, then let me know. But yeah, so like I said, the only way in is John Boat, and it's about a 2 hour ride. My house actually connects to a creek, and the creek runs up and into this forest here. And I'm excited. I've been working on this shelter. It's just a big A-frame. If you guys want to see how I built it, then feel free to check out my channel. I'm gonna try to do this all night. No cap. I'm gonna try to go from sunset here in about 20 minutes to the morning, and it's gonna be live. It's gonna be raw. I'm not doing no skits. You see all these overnights, and it feels like they're fake. Nobody's filming themselves live in the middle of the forest, especially overnight. With that being said, I'm just gonna do what I would do normally. I'm gonna go for a 17-hour survival. I brought some heavy batteries along. A lot of this might get pretty boring. It might just be me passed out in the cot, waking up to stalk the fire. But I'll tell you what, it's gonna be authentic, and I know nobody's gonna stick around for the whole thing, and I'm all right with that. I'm just proving that I'm real. I'm trying to be the biggest YouTube channel 2026. Let's get it. Bradley, Noah, what's up? What's up? Shout out to everybody coming into the chat there. I'll be paying attention to the chat every, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. But most of the time, I'm just going to be doing my thing. You're going to see me playing with the lights and maybe moving the camera around, trying to get a little better angle for y'all. Right now, I'm heating up some tea. I'm fixing to make some dinner here in a minute. You know, I got this cool little camp stove. I don't know if you guys can see it. We'll move you back a little bit. Sorry, every time I move the camera, I know it just comes out pixelated as all get out. So we picked up this little camp stove, a couple days ago. And it's my first, oh man, like I said, coming in, I absolutely got my foot wet. So I'm trying to, if you're here for weird foot stuff, that's all right. Watch time is watch time, you know? I have a better lighting. I'm just not trying to use up all my batteries in the first 20 minutes. I think if I just move it, maybe. You know, I'm gonna just leave it how it is. The dark is what it is. We're probably 30 minutes from sunset or so here in the Pacific Northwest. Fire's kind of just starting to crank. Shelter's starting to hold heat pretty well. But I'm trying to dry my socks out. Like, no cap. Unc stepped in the fucking lake today, and we're not off to a good start, to be honest with you. Floor lighting? Is floor lighting the best? You're like, no lightings. Oh man, doesn't that look spooky? Like, who's up for some ghost stories, right? It's not quite the vibe I'm going for. Maybe if you guys stick around for a little bit, we'll figure out something better. Backlighting? Is that how that works? Hey, sorry, we're not new to the game, but we're not seasoned YouTubers by any stretch of the imagination. Hopefully there you can see me. We'll move you a little bit closer. Sorry for the pixels. See if we can't get that camera in shot. Or not that camera. Nobody cares about the camera. We all care about that, right? The fire. Let's get it. Got our little camp stove here. Got our teapot going. I think we're gonna go with a little bit of chamomile. Nothing wrong with a little bit of chamomile, right? I wish I could shoot wide angle, but if I shoot wide angle, the algorithm screws me. It says nobody wants to watch wide angle. We're all on our phones. Stop living like it's the 20th century, right? There we go. A little better, I guess. This big old block here is the wood stove itself. Noah, I appreciate it, man. I don't think of myself as a big YouTuber by any stretch of the imagination. To be honest with you, I feel like I'm just a guy who likes to move sticks around in the forest, see what I can build, and occasionally I like to catch some fish. You can hear the rain and the wind really kicking up, which, hey, there we go. That's a little better. That's awesome. Got the stove going. Definite vibes for sure. You know, it's about, I don't know, 4 o'clock here on the West Coast, 4:30. And we're really testing out the durability of this tarp. It is absolutely starting to rain like crazy. But I think we're set up for it. I mean, you know, the wood stove's kicking. We got a vibe going for sure. Socks are wet. Oof, that pipe is glowing red hot. It is really cranking out the heat. Trying to keep my feet dry here. Trying to figure out how to, the part of this nobody ever talks about is it's a little boring. It's a little boring sleeping in a bushcraft shelter in the middle of nowhere. And you can make an argument, oh, there's always something to do, right? And you'd be right. Like, there is always, I guess, technically something to do. But, oh man, you guys are going to see my hairline. That's all right. We're going to be here for a minute. So, hairline be damned, I guess. Hey, I ain't doing too bad for 40, you know? I see a lot of fellas out there. I brought these absolutely stellar wood socks. Got a wool blanket as well. Didn't bring the sleeping bag because I was hoping hoping to hot tent it, right? And I'm not in a tent now. I crafted an A-frame shelter and I'm out here trying to spend the night, and I'm trying to do it live until the morning. So hopefully somebody sticks around, keeps me company. You know what I just realized? I'm making tea, but I have no way to drink this tea except straight out of that thermos. I've been planning this for a few days now, and you always forget something. You think you got it, you think you're gonna do great, and sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. Oof, steaming socks. There's a difference between hey Pickles, how's it going, man? Pickles is my moderator. He's been here from the start. I think he's more into the fishing vibe than the bushcraft. But shout out to you, man. Hope you're having a good one. I'm gonna try to stream this bitch for 17 hours. Sunrise to sunset. We got the stove going. We got a little cot set up. We out here playing Survivor Man in the middle of the forest. And we're doing it live to prove we're not faking it. Never been done. Never been done on YouTube. Nobody's ever live streamed a 12 to 14 to 17 hour survival challenge. Your boy's 1-1. Tired of being known as the deer rescue guy. Am I camping? Kinda. Like, except for I don't have a tent. I built this structure out of natural debris and, okay, a tarp, because I don't know how to waterproof a roof yet. Got a little wood stove going. It's supposed to rain like crazy tonight, so we're going to test out the durability of this. I might freeze. I don't know, 45 degrees, pouring down rain. Possible thunderstorms moving in here within the next hour or two. And most of that just screams good time to me. a little bit bored, so I'm thinking about eating something. There you go, Pickles. A lot of people do those big streams, you know? So I'm not going to say I'm the first guy to try to go live for 12 hours, but I guarantee it, I'm the first one in the outdoor community. You know, you get all these like fake content where they're just like overnight challenge, and it's like these super edited, polished videos of them camping in their backyard, you know? All right, good thing we got that flame, Mac, because we setting shit on fire. Not necessarily in a good way. After setting my yard on fire the other day, I actually went and bought a silicone mat. So we're not gonna catch the ocean on fire, or catch the ocean. Sorry, I can hear the ocean in the background. We got crazy high swells going on at the moment. I feel like a DJ, like a rap DJ, right? So yeah, like I said, I'm trying to do something different. You know, I got roped into being this viral deer rescue guy. And I'm like, that ain't me. I mean, I happen to do some cool shit once in a while, but like, definitely, it wasn't even me in the video. It was some fucking guy who was higher than giraffe nuts. Never mind. We ain't gonna be doxing ourselves. Not here. But what do we got? Yeah, crazy people out in the woods. You know, we staying strapped with different things. Y'all can't see that. We got a can of Grizzly Mace. We also have a another means of self defense. Uh, we got, you know, I mean, I can't show you guys on camera, but I'm prepared to be out here. We'll put it that way. Yeah, man. If I see Squash, I think I'd let him be my like forest husband, right? Like, is it the Jack's Links guy? Because like, if he's got a sponsorship for it, like, I'm about it, man. I eat my fair share of jerky. I'm gonna see if hopefully we're not too pixelated. But if I could get you guys on that fire, that'd be pretty neat. You know, you never realize how unlevel absolutely everything is until you try to be a YouTuber and have a tripod. No, you guys are just gonna have to go back to your little viewing area that you were at before. Yeah, forest husband. I mean, right? Like, I mean, jail rules apply here, bro. Like, if Bigfoot wants to have you be his forest wife, like, what are you gonna do about it, right? I guess that's what the hatchet's for, and the other means of defense that we brought with us. We brought these big old 8-hour like Presto logs, but we're kind of just burning crap that we find on the ground here. I've been working on building this shelter for like 2 weeks, and I am actually pretty surprised at how dry this ground is. Right now we're in that kind of like a twilight area where it's just about dark. No. Uh, Sunset. I'm fixing to make some dinner here in just a minute. I got a couple different choices. I brought some kielbasa with me, and I also brought this soup that I absolutely love. And if you're Hispanic, you definitely know what it is, and it's menudo. It's like made with like beef tripe, and, and I absolutely love it. Like beef tripe and rotten corn. Like I really feel like the Hispanic culture community just kind of got it right with that. Trying to dry out my sock. I managed to put one foot into the river, or not a river, it's a creek. The only way to get here is through. I don't know if I'd even call it a creek. Call it like a canal. I don't know. Body of water that connects my backyard pond into this state forest. Mainly this time of year. In the summer you're definitely not getting up here. Speaking of dinner, Harbro gummy bear, best goddamn gummy bears there are. This is what I was talking about. Sorry, mouthful of gummy bears, but extra hot menudo. Hey, nothing wrong with being from Brazil, bro. I think that's awesome, man. Sorry, got a mouthful of gummy bears, turning this into a mukbang. Choices in life, huh? Got some honey chamomile, lemon ginger. I think we're gonna go with the lemon ginger. You're like, who the hell drinks tea? Uh, Me, in honor of all my British friends. Go ahead and throw that in there. Let it seep for a minute. You know, debating. I think I'm gonna do soup, but there's a hole in the top of this stove that pops off. And I think I think I might just roast a. That's boiling. We're gonna set that off to the side. I'm gonna try to pop this top off here. There you go. We're gonna close up the front if we can. Big things. Yeah, I guess it's not Colorado winter, that's for sure. But it's about 40 degrees with 20-mile-an-hour winds and rain. If you think we're out here camping in a t-shirt, that's not quite the case. Enough to make it interesting. It's winter enough just to make it interesting. I need a stick. You think I'd be in the forest and you'd be like, bam, there's a stick. Found one. That's a man-sized piece of meat. How do you eat kielbasa on a live stream without looking a little bit suspect? I guess we'll find out. You guys think Domino's delivers? I'm not thinking they will. Oh man, I would do some I'd do some stuff for some 60 degrees there, Mr. Pickles. It has been raining nonstop for days. Days, I say. I think we're being a little brave here. I think we're going to just throw this in this pan, hit it with a little bit of water so we don't crisp the ever-loving crap out of it. Hopefully we can get that going. I would love a pizza right now. Let's go ahead and pop a cold one, huh? I'll have to close that down a little bit. Throw on another piece of wood. Really crank that heat up. Stove's starting to glow. The pipe is, anyways. Hey, shout out to you if you're just getting in here. Appreciate it. Kielbasa is just starting to cook. Tea is tasting very lemon gingery. Wish I would have brought a mug. A little bit of both, Mr. Schultz. A little bit of both. Fine line, right? What's the difference between camping and being homeless? People usually spend a lot of money to go camping. Tents, gear, it's all terribly expensive. And if you want to go to a campground, it's like 50 something dollars a night. If you're homeless, you get to use fentanyl and sleep in front of the courthouse. So I guess what I'm saying is this homeless got something figured out that I don't. Here I am playing Grizzly Adams. Getting a little toasty. If lantern, you mean a LED headlamp? Then yes. Yeah, a little bit hot, man. I think I should close that damper down. We'll see. What's this knob do? Oh my god, it's like bushcraft magic, bro. You turn that damper down and all of a sudden you don't have a chimney fire anymore. Trying to dry out my shoe here because some idiot stepped in the lake. That'd be me. Trying to smoke my sausage. Got my cup of tea. I think the smoked sausage smells great. Absolutely crushing it. Buttered sausage, no. Hey, EJ, how is the video quality, bro? Pixelated as hell? How we looking? The real question is, are y'all loving the ASMR value of this right now, right? Like smoking sausage, crackle of the wood stove. Yeah, I have it locked at 720 so it doesn't completely eat up all of my data within the first 20 minutes. But it's hard to shoot in the dark, you know? Are we throwing out the numbers like the weight of your current girlfriend there, EJ? Tea's done. I'm gonna hit a little bit of. Hey, bro, as long as she loves you. You know, Mr. Pickles, you might be right on that. Since you like a barbecue guy, am I cooking a sausage wrong, bro? Like, I don't know if I can eat that on camera. I think EJ might get a little excited. Hey, but that's what people want, right? That's what we're here for. No, I just figured I'd burn the crap out of my Teflon pan. I had some water in there. Yeah, or some peppers, like onion peppers. Really kind of do it up right. I can't see what y'all saying. I don't even know what you can see. I can't do it like that. There we go. Steak. Hot. Ouch. You know, I've had worse. Like as far as like dinners go, like this is somewhere above cat food and that shit my ex-wife used to make. Just kidding. Only been married once. Wind is definitely kicking up. Uh, not in a pleasant way. I'm gonna take that off there. I mean that seemed like a good idea at the time, but it wasn't. I miss my dog. I'm not used to being out here in the quiet, and not used to not having my little dog with me. She goes everywhere I go, so to not have her here is, I think my socks are finally dry, which I'm looking forward to because one foot is super warm, the other foot is a little bit frozen. A little bit frozen. These are wool socks, so they will keep my feet toasty even if, oh man, were you guys here for the OnlyFans foot fetish? Because, I mean, you're getting it. Problem is, this whole leg is soaked up to my knee. That's better though. I mean, that is a lot better. Still gonna make for a pretty long night if we can't figure out how to dry these pants out a little bit. We got rain gear over the top of our jeans, and hey Goa, sorry I missed your chat, man. If you're still up in here, shout out to you, man. Hope you're doing well. We all try to dry off our pants without taking our pants off. I'm not trying to turn this into an only stream. Or maybe I am. Y'all got your dollar bills ready? Looking for those donos. You know, I'm not an expert at this by any means. My idea of camping is, you know, just that with a tent and a dry area. The fact that my foot is wet and it's just starting to get dark is making me a little bit nervous, to be honest with you. Had some thunder move through the area as well. All of these are less than desirable conditions. I'm all for turnips. I think they're second only to the world of beets. I think beets were the far superior choice of everything. I think beets beat turnips every day. Still pretty cold in here. Wish I would have insulated a little bit better. Other than that 1 foot, I'm relatively dry. Debating on taking my pants off to see if I can't dry them out. If I can't get them dried out, I'm gonna be in some trouble here. So, all right, we'll just go ahead and turn this into a whole different kind of party here. Relax, y'all. I got jeans on underneath the rain pants. We're going to take the rain pants off in hopes of drying out those jeans. Or the rain pants themselves. Can't imagine spending the night in soaking wet jeans. Well, I mean, I can, but I'm trying to prevent that if at all possible. As you can, I mean, what are we doing if we're not just getting butt naked up in a shelter, right? Tea is good. Sausage was good. Pants are wet. However, we got a plan. I don't know what that plan is yet. But it might be. We got some long johns on underneath. Debating on just taking the wet pants off and going under the blanket. I'm trying to stay on this live though. So I think the plan now is to dry out the rain pants. Let the rain pants dry out. They're a little different material. They'll dry out a lot quicker than the jeans will. Then we'll switch up and put the rain pants on. Get these wet jeans off because they are frozen. Yeah, these are great. I mean, we're not doing a sponsorship here, but this material is like a Gore-Tex, and these are insulated, and that is going to dry out probably 100 times faster than these jeans will. So the plan is to get the snow pants dry. Sun's going down, wind's kicking up. All right. Snow pants are definitely drier than the jeans. We'll go ahead and take them jeans off. Put them on the stove. Relax, y'all. We got long johns on. Oh man, it's better already, to be honest. The jeans just became too cold. I was hoping to keep them. As you can see, I mean, that pant leg is just thoroughly soaked. I'll go ahead and set them on the stove here. Hopefully dry them out. Snow pants are the new item to have. It's a lot better. These are insulated snow pants, so they're gonna, and they're dry, or at least drier. So we're gonna try to keep that. That's better. It sucks when you're out here and the shelter itself is dry, but I got pretty soaked coming out. Dinner was good. Tea was good. Got some dry-ish pants on. Stove is starting to crank. Going through some wood though. I brought some Presto logs, hoping that they would give me a little longer burn time than traditional split. But the way I got that damper open, it's cranking. I mean, and it's not as hot. If we're talking wood stove versus like Mr. Buddy heater, I'm choosing a Mr. Buddy heater all day. It would have this bushcraft shelter absolutely radiating. This is for sure like one of those like, what do I do now moments. And I guess button my pants is the first answer to that. All right. These snow pants are feeling pretty good. You know, once you're, this sock is just damper than damp. Shoes soaked. Fire's going though. I mean, it'll dry out. Everything will dry out here sooner or later. Just got to be patient. Sorry, always playing with the camera. You know, Mr. Schultz or EJ there. This is what I brought for entertainment. Yeah. Lemonade something. Mr. Lemoncello's very first game. Hardback, no, Softail edition. Reading. It's not just for prison. Well, I'm gonna kick back and I'm gonna read for a little bit. Evening is just kind of setting in. If you want to hang out and catch a vibe, feel free. Now, a good time to tell you I can't actually read, and I'm just pretending. You ever go to read something and you read the same thing like 3 times, and then you just realize you're just staring at the page, not reading jack shit? Mr. Lemoncello's very first game, written by Chris Gabenstein. It was the summer that changed Luigi L. Lemoncello's life, which of course led to millions of lives being changed. The events of that long ago summer gave rise to families made close by games played late into the night or on. Just kidding, this isn't a read along. But there are some hella interesting noises coming from that way. So we got a little can of bear mace ready. It's evening. I'm suspecting a lot of deer, maybe some elk. Black bear are possible in this area. Yeah, why not do a read along? It makes me pay attention. I haven't read a book since County Jail in 2017, so let's give this a shot. The events of that long ago summer gave rise to families made closer by games played late into the night or on rainy vacation days. It also ushered in a magical factory, a spectacular futuristic library, dazzling contestants, and unquenchable quest for knowledge. Stupendous surprises and fantastical fun, unlike the world had ever seen or experienced. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. In 1968, Luigi had just turned 13. He was the sixth of the 10 Limoncello children. His older brothers and sisters were all super serious, super talented, straight A students. And Luigi, on the other hand, loved making up stories. He loved solving puzzles, and he really, really loved playing games. Everyone said he was, well, different. Maybe even particular. Definitely a little odd. On weekends, Luigi's father ran from the projector at the Willoughby Bayou Theater on Main Street in Alexanderville, Ohio, where there was Saturday matinee for kids. Mr. Lemoncello would sneak his children up to the projection booth with him. It was the only way the whole family would afford to see movies for free. The Lemoncello kids would take turns peering through the small window next to a crackling movie projector. They'd each watch for a few minutes and then tell their brothers and sisters what had happened. The millionaire was boxing with the bald guy, Luigi said after his turn at the window, and added his own spin. That's when the kangaroo hopped into the ring, he told his brothers and sisters. A kangaroo? They exclaimed, the youngest Lemoncello, Sophia. Oh, yes, and the kangaroo can really swing. Luigi's 16-year-old brother, Fabio, motioned for Luigi to step aside. It's my turn. You're being goofy. No, said Sophia. Let Luigi go again. He tells the best movies. But Fabio wasn't about to give up his turn. Okay, now that guy who loves cars is singing a song about Detroit. Luigi pressed his ear to the wall. Detroit, Detroit, woo, woo, what, ta, ta. The movie soundtrack warped into a stop. The Lemoncello kids, their eyes wide, swiveled and faced their father. The projector jammed, and Luigi's father, with frustrated sigh, I told Mr. Willoughby we should replace this clunker. Stand back, everybody. I need to make a splice. Mr. Lemoncello was very handy and could fix almost anything. He flickered up some light switches, shut down the clattering mechanical monster, and pulled both ends of the film strip out of his feed sprocket. While his father wrestled with the two enormous film reels, Luigi heard the audience downstairs. They were chatting and stomping their feet. We want the movie, they chanted. We want the movie. Kids hurled boxes of popcorn, sugar babies, and snow caps bounced all around the auditorium like spitballs. Go down and tell them about the singing kangaroo, Sophie urged Luigi. Huh? Luigi, used to telling his stories to family and his friends, sometimes the kids at school, but an auditorium filled with strangers? Go, said Sophia. Hurry. No, hissed Luigi's oldest sister and the harshest critic, Mary. Don't you dare go and embarrass me. The crowd below was chanting louder. Their foot stomps became a thundering herd of cattle. Mr. Lemoncello was nimble and quick with his hands, but needed more time. We want the movie. We want the movie, the children chanted from the auditorium. Luigi looked over to Sophie. She smiled. You can do it. Luigi raced down the steps of the staircase projection booth, tore across the lobby, and slammed through the swinging doors into the auditorium. The theater was dim, but Luigi saw a soft circle of light pooling on the empty screen. He ran down the center aisle, took a deep breath, and stepped into a faint spotlight. This was so different from telling his little sister a funny story. He could barely see the kids in the seats, just their hazy silhouettes. But, good afternoon, boys and girls, he began. Then the kid shapes up and squirms. They seemed annoyed or bored or somehow both. Luigi looked up at the projection booth. Sophia was in the window smiling down at him. He had to do something. I bet you're all wondering what happens next. Yeah, yelled a voice from inside the darkness. Well, as they drove into Detroit, a big wind kicks up, and all of a sudden their cars can fly, and just like in the absent-minded professor, they sail through the clouds. Thunk, splat! A half-empty Pepsi cup smacked Luigi in the face. Sticky brown syrup dribbled all down his nose. Sit down, weirdo, shouted a blond boy in the middle of the auditorium. He looked to be about 15. The girl next to him squirmed in her seat. Leave the kid alone, Chad. God, you gotta hate those kids named Chad, right? Luigi figured he had two choices. He could run away, or he could stay and try to change the challenge. The story was suddenly staring him in the face, maybe even make it funny. Now then, he said, comically wiping the tears from his face. Blocking the screen, shouted the guy named Chad. Who do you think you are, anyhow? Big question, thought Luigi. Who was he? Nobody, really. Well, do you know who I am? The Mad Pepsi Bomber? The crowd laughed. No, weirdo. I'm Chad Shillington, and my best friend is Jimmy Wallenberg. His old man owns the movie theater. How'd you sneak in here? You don't know. You look like you could afford to buy a ticket. I'm going to report you to Mr. Willoughby. Uh-oh, thought Luigi. If Chad Shillington did that, Luigi's father could lose his job as the projectionist. I'm sorry, I was just trying to. Suddenly, light flickered on the screen. Warbly music slid up to the speed, and the movie started. His dad had saved the day. The kids in the auditorium cheered, and Shillingston draped his friendly shoulder over. He also snagged up her Pepsi, but since he didn't have any more, he had forgotten about Luigi Limoncello. Well, Luigi sure hoped he had. That was chapter 1. I don't know if anybody's feeling this vibe or not, but my feet are effing freezing. We got 3 people up in here. Let me give you a shout out. EJ Schultz lurking in the background. Mara SM Mice. Nice to see you, man. Welcome to a rainy day in the Bushcraft Shelter. I was hoping to do a outstanding live, but I forgot my battery. So we're going to go as long as we can and live to regroup. You know, everybody wants. Here's my thing, right? Like, I am tired of fake content on YouTube. Absolutely sick of it. You know, overnight challenges aren't challenges. They're dudes sleeping in their backyard. My goal is to go live all the way through an entire one. I goofed up on this. I forgot my battery. You know, I've been planning this out for seems like forever. But we're going to go here another couple minutes, maybe an hour. I'm going to let this fire die down. And I'm going to bitch out. It is pouring down rain. I'm soaking wet. I would love to stick this out. Nah, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This overnight survival shelter was a complete failure. It's fucking freezing cold. I got soaked coming out here. I can't get dried out. And it's a learning experience. You know, everything is a learning experience. Got some thunder and lightning going off throughout the day. Heavier wind and rain supposed to move in through the night. I kind of threw myself in the high end of the survival pool. And the stove is nice. The little wood stove really helping out, making it halfway pleasant. But the shelter has got zero insulation. I am absolutely soaking wet. And, you know, I shot my best shot. I came out in the rain, figured the stove would be enough to get my gear dry and keep me warm. But temps are supposed to drop down into the mid 40s, and I don't have enough insulation. I enjoy learning things the hard way, apparently. You know, I thought for sure I got a waterproof roof, so I'm not wet, but I got soaked coming out. And You know, like my pride's a little bit hurt, right? Like you jump in to a bushcraft experience like this, and you're like, oh, I spent weeks building that A-frame. You waterproof the roof. You think you're going to be here. You get out to the spot, and your gear is just soaking wet. Yeah, William, I appreciate that little pep talk. You know what I'm saying, man? I had real high hopes for this, right? Like, I'm trying to be one of the biggest YouTube channels outdoor on YouTube. I was planning it to come out here, go live for 15 hours, be the only person to live stream an overnight. And you get out here and it's just not what you expect, you know? And it adds, going live like this adds quite a bit of extra to it. But what I goofed up is I got wet coming out. I couldn't, I mean, hail, rain, and I just can't get dry. And once you're dry, yeah, that stove is nice, right? It's kicking out some heat, but the walls aren't as insulated. I mean, we got a tarp and some bushes on top of us, which help. But right about now, I'm feeling every airflow leak in the entire structure. And to be honest with you, I got the only way to get out here is by John boat. And I got a long 35-mile, or not mile, excuse me, about 35-minute John boat ride back up and back to the house. You know, I wish this would have gone a lot better. And, you know, part of me hates admitting defeat, but I just don't think it's, I threw myself into the deep end, you know? That's it. You either win or you learn. At least I'll be better set for next time. I got the idea right, I just didn't have the execution. If this was just a cold 30-degree, 40-degree night, no problem. I mean, you can see, I'll show you guys the little stove setup. It's a pretty nice little wood stove, and it's throwing out some heat, but it's only throwing out that heat when I'm cuddled up next to it. Temperatures are going to drop another 10, 15 degrees. Sun's already starting to go down. I am soaked. My rain gear is soaked. It went through the rain gear, into the jeans, into the hoodie. Hey, crazy edits, man. Ain't nobody forgot about me. I'm still here, still trying to make a name for myself. You know, views aren't everything. It's more about building a core audience, getting people to show up. And I appreciate you being here, but I got a long, cold ass, wet ride back to the crib. This was a total failure. If you want to go through and rewatch everything that went wrong, starts with me putting my foot in the water, pouring down rain, getting out here. Everything that could just possibly could go wrong did. So I'm gonna let this fire burn out. We're gonna hang out for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna run back to the house with our tails tucked behind our legs. You know, I'm sure this happens a ton on the bushcraft niche. Y'all just don't get to see it because people are editing it out, right? Nobody gives you the real bushcraft. That fire looked pretty though. Nobody's giving you that real bushcraft authentic vibe. They're giving you 12-hour polished, perfectly edited videos. I'm out here soaking wet, freezing fucking cold. Don't get me wrong, this ain't a pity party. Oh, poor Unc. I'm just saying, it's 100% my fault. I'm an idiot who thought he could just go out, build an A-frame shelter in the forest, throw a little stove in it, and have a nice relaxing evening. But unfortunately, that's just not the case. And But you know what? We're learning. And every time we're going to get a little bit better. You know, we didn't start at the kiddie pool. We didn't start, camping in the backyard, 70 degrees. We started in the middle of a forest in middle of a rain and windstorm. We got 20. All right, that fire is getting a little carried away. We're going to go ahead and put this little flame, little damper, make it actually work as a stove. Open up that vent, get it drafting. If we're talking about, but now y'all can't, the vibe ain't right. If we're talking about heat sources, to hell with a wood stove and a structure. Give me a Mr. Buddy. A Mr. Buddy heater in this situation would have me cooking. And don't get it twisted, I'd have to carry a 15-gallon thing of propane or a 5-gallon. They have those little 1 gallons. And those little 1 gallons work great for about an hour. No, about 4 hours. But if we're talking about heat put off versus, oh man, I should have kept my shoes on the whole time. My foot just got about 5 degrees warmer. Oof, we are Smoke City though. Hey man, I appreciate it. I appreciate all those likes. Tell you what, it is a lot warmer when you pop that top up like that. There's quite a bit of crackling. There's a large deer population out here. Crazy edits, man. I think you watching it alone, but I appreciate it. I'm getting tested a little bit here. Like, part of me wants to go home because I'm soaking fucking wet, freezing cold. Sure, this fire feels nice in this little stove, but I don't. Heart check, right? Like, what would you guys do? You stick it out, soaking wet, 45 degrees. Sure, you got a little. It's pretty dry in the shelter here, but I don't have enough wood to make it through the night. I don't know, man. This is a tough choice, and it all comes down to like piss poor planning is what this boils down to. Everybody thinks, oh, I'll just go out, spend the night in a survival shelter, and everything will be peachy keen, right? Then you get out here, and the only way to get out here is by boat, and you get soaked on the way out. And sure, the shelter's dry, but I know damn well, no matter how warm I am, I'm never going to be dry. Like, I'm not cold. My feet are cold, hands are cold. If I'm not sitting right on top of the stove, it's pretty fucking cold. Hey, but that's what makes it real, right? Not real exciting, just real. Hey, shout out to the 6 people. Maybe you guys can talk me out of it. Up in the high desert, huh? I'm out here in the coastal forest of the Pacific Northwest, and I am attempting to do an overnight challenge in an A-frame shelter that I built. And I'm finding out I'm a little bit of a wimp. This didn't go right. Only way to get out here is in a boat, and I got drenched on the way out. All my gear is soaked. This little cook stove is nice, but the shelter isn't as insulated as I'd like it to be. And it's not 43 degrees. It's raining, and there is a huge amount of wind. We got 20, 30 mile an hour gusts, and they are absolutely cutting through my shelter like you would not believe. I appreciate the pep talk, bro, and they are wool. Got a wool blanket. I'm aware of the fact that it's not a life-threatening situation. I'm just saying this is new to me, and we're just seeing how built I am for it. Got some warm tea. Gonna have to close up that fucking stove a little bit though. It's drafting in all the wrong places. Oh, is that what I look with like out of hat? That is Fahrenheit. There, crazy edits. Yeah, I've been trying for hours to get my feet dry, and it's not the feet that are the problem. I dried the socks out already. It's everything. It's not just my feet that are wet. It's everything. All my gear. I got a nice wool blanket, but it's wet too. Everything got wet on the ride out. You guys are kind of just watching me fail in real time. Don't get it twisted. I had the idea right, and gotta move back. I'm gonna catch my little pants on fire. And I had the gear right. I got the stove. I have a fairly, I mean, it's dry in the shelter, which I'm stoked about. Uh, it's it's that crunch time, right? In theory, I'm a very cold and wet 40-minute boat ride back to a dry house with my little dog and everything else. This is only my second or third time solo camping. So I got some nerves about that, I'm not a big outdoor survivalist. I'm working on it. But we're at the start of the train, not the back. I brought double the amount of wood I thought I would need. However, it's not going to be enough. I got enough wood for maybe, well, it depends. If I dampen down the stove, I'd get much, much longer burn times. However, I get about half the heat. So it's a trade off. And I'm trying to dry out all my blankets, all my bedding. And it's feels like I'm fighting a losing battle. I don't know if whoever goes out on their first time and it happens to be in the middle of a windy, rainy storm. My gear gets dry, or not dry. It's so wet, yeah, without like constant airflow, it'd take hours to dry out. It'll steam like crazy, but it doesn't get truly dry. You know what I mean? Not without that like convection air type flow. Choices in life, right? Crazy edits, man. About a year. I've been on YouTube about a year. But this is gonna be my year. You know, it's hard being a small channel. I mean, if you want to talk YouTube, we can talk YouTube. Monetization goals are crazy. I got lucky. I filmed some cool shit. It was a viral video, a deer rescue, but it wasn't me. It was some guy, and it got like 10 million views. YouTube says, nah, they got to be engaged views for monetization. So they make these goals pretty hard, but I got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do it. This is going to be my year. I'm going to go to these lives. This is just the start. This is just the start of the series, you know? Only going to get better from here. And I don't mean to sound cocky or arrogant. And I am soaking wet, freezing cold, in the middle of fucking nowhere, but I'm having a pretty goddamn good time. And that's what it is, you know? Yeah, nah, subs are easy, man. No, I'm not trying to say it's not a grind and the struggle ain't real. But, oh man, it is absolutely pouring down rain now. Here's what it is. Like, I love this. I love being out here. Like I said, I am soaking wet, freezing cold, and for some part of me is just like, this is exciting. You know, this is fun. This is a lot better than sitting in the house watching Oprah. You know, that's a bad reference. Nobody watches Oprah anymore, but y'all get what I'm saying. Yeah, it man, I don't know what it is. All right, like I enjoy the suck. I don't know how else to put it, man. Like you can call me a masochist or whatever, but like my lips are starting to turn blue. We're a little like borderline hypothermia. The second I leave this stove, I'm wet and I'm freezing. I know I don't have enough wood to make it till morning. And a big part of me doesn't want to leave. I could have been in the boat, back at the house, probably 20, 30 minutes ago. But I'm just embracing the suck, man. And I'm learning. That's the difference, right? Like next time I come out, I'm gonna do it different. I'm gonna know what works. I'm gonna know what doesn't work. I'm gonna realize that I need to put more work into the shelter itself. This stove is throwing out tons of heat, but that wind is just ripping through it. Things we did do right, it's dry in here. We got the tarp up. It's actually hailing at the fucking moment, which is less than desirable to say the least. I think we got the gear right. Can you hear it? Listen. Yeah. So we got some hail, a little bit of freezing rain, whatever you want to call it. That is absolutely less than enjoyable. Oh, sorry, not trying to blind you guys. Just trying to give y'all some better lighting without blinding myself. This freaking Timu floodlight is pretty awesome. But it's like motion activated though, so like, boom. All right. I don't know if that's any better or worse. I definitely don't look good in high def, so. Now we got like a spooky vibe going, right? No, that ain't it. Oh, maybe off center. There we go. Yeah, I don't know though. I'm not, yeah. It's just weird. If you ever been by a campfire, you know the feeling, right? Like the front of you is like, whoa, I'm gonna melt, and then like your back is like frigid cold. This wall behind me, I put, I don't know, hundreds of like pine boughs, insulated it with the tarp, and it is doing absolute jack frost to add to the insulation. Oh shit, we got a pep talker. You feel the vibe, man. I hear you. Not gonna lie, it's a little bit just being, I have a pretty good tarp. That wind is absolutely kicking up, cutting through the shelter like a freaking knife. It's chilly. Got probably a quarter inch of hail on the ground. You know what I like better than this wood stove? It's got to be the Mr. Buddy heater. I've had a Mr. Buddy in some like awkward situations, and that thing is always cooked. This little stove is pretty, looks nice, nice little flame, but it ain't doing jack squat for keeping me warm. Gear is soaked. We gonna cut this one. Oh, we making thumbnails now, huh? Yeah, no, it's the wool blanket is nice. It definitely holds the radiant heat nice. It's more of it's just my brain, saying, "Bro, what the fuck are you doing out there?" Trying to show off for four people online. It's that it's that part of the brain that tries to keep you alive. You know you're not in any real danger. However, I'm hearing every stick break, every everything, Coyotes yipping out there. And I know damn well a coyote ain't got nothing to do with me, and I got enough defense to take care of myself. Can't show it on camera. But the mental game of just being out here is different for sure. You know, absolutely. NC, not sure what that is, but you know what? I'm actually the blanket was a pretty good idea. I am definitely not cold. Yeah, I move back up to the stoop. You know, I have no idea what time it is. Hype is pretty strong. Like, I want to stick it out. You know, blanket's cold, blanket's wet, feet are wet, cot is wet. Thank you to that concerned viewer. I don't know if we want to go ahead and dox her. That's my wife. She's checking on me. I think we're gonna stick it out for a little bit. I mean, I can't. Don't get me wrong. Steaming like crazy, turning this thing into a sauna. Ain't that sweet? I don't know why, but she sure does, man. You know, I'm lucky to have her, to be honest. And I mean that sincerely and not because she's watching. Hopefully, she doesn't notice I'm using her good cook pan and all my shit's not in the yard when I get home. You know, we already had dinner, but we got a good can of soup. Might heat the soup up. Made a cup of, or a steam of, oh, what's it called? Tea. Got some chamomile tea. That's kind of doing a decent job of hitting me up from the inside. That's it, man. And it's worse than that. Like, this ain't for the gram. It's just for the tube, man. But I'm trying to be different. You know what I'm saying? I am tired of all that AI shit on YouTube. I'm tired of these cheesy overnight videos filmed in people's backyard. So I'm trying to do something different, and I love this. This is like a masochistic, like, I'm bricked right now. Not literally, because it's fucking 40 something degrees and I'm soaking wet. But if it wasn't that and I was in my 20s, maybe a different story. But I like this, man. This is what I enjoy doing. I built this in the middle of nowhere. I'm out here in the middle of the rain, the wind, and the storm on a Wednesday night for 7 people. Let's get it. Yes, she does, Mr. Edits. That is Mrs. Unk. Ms. Ms. Unk. And she is my rock, man. I'm not saying nice. Well, she's gone, so I could talk bad about her if I wanted to. But honestly, I don't have a bad thing to say about that woman. She puts up with me, and I don't know why. You know, she supports me. She says, "Honey, you want to go sleep in the forest in the middle of the rain, next to the bears? Go have a good time." And I mean, I love her for it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no disrespect. I can't really read the comment, so I ain't too worried about it. And how were you supposed to know? You know what that chamomile tastes like? Hay water, but it also tastes like fucking happiness, right? Hey, shout out to 7 people. Thanks for keeping me company. Welcome to the A frame in the middle of nowhere. We just out here contemplating all of our life decisions that led us up to this point. I wanted to do this overnight. I wanted to do the live 12 hours, sundown to sunup, and I'm soaking wet, and I just don't know if I have it in me. I might be failing in real time. I just don't have the quit in me to give up yet. The only thing I couldn't plan, I was ready for the rain. Inside the shelter was dry. I got soaked coming out. Thought I could get my gear dry using the wood stove. However, I'm just turning it into a sauna, and I'm not cold now, but I only got enough wood to last another 2 hours or so. Just burnt the shit out of my hand there. That stove is hot, but only if you're sitting up next to it. The insulation from the shelter itself isn't doing a whole lot. Yeah, a little bit, man. It's a little bit of crunch time. You know what I'm saying? That wind is cutting through. That shelter's failing. Yeah, I'm thinking. It's only 5 o'clock, so I'm not like, you know what nobody talks about on bushcraft is like, what the fuck do you do, right? Like, you're in the shelter, you go outside, it's raining, you're here, you're just here. You know, in the summertime, stays dark till 9, 10 o'clock. You go out, you catch fish, you do whatever. But right now, I'm just sitting in the dark, in the freezing cold rain, debating all of my life's decisions. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I think that's what it's coming down to. I can feel the bitch inside of me and I don't like it. Like, I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put some work into this. You know, I spent like a couple weeks building the shelter, ordered myself a little camp stove off of Temu. Just kidding. I think it was Amazon, but whatever. There's no sponsorship or plug here. And, yeah, man, it's tough. It's just tough being out here. Nobody, you know, everybody wants to play like, oh, they're Mr. Survival Expert and they do all this shit for fun. And yeah, that's not me though, you know? Soup sack handle. Only bold answer. Not sure what the fuck you're talking about. If you want to break that down and explain each one of those to me, I would love to hear more about it, bro. Yeah, you keep repeating yourself, but nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. I mean, I can take a guess at one of those. I'm definitely not pregnant. Definitely not a femboy. And I have no idea what a jack septic eye is. So, like, hey, bro, I live. I ain't always had a wife and a stable life that would even allow me to attempt such things. I came from a pretty dark place. We won't go into too many details, but I've spent a lot of nights sleeping in the back of a car, and it ain't a good time, even if you're not wet. You know, I bet this would really warm me. Oh, you guys can't see that. I bet this would warm me up, right? A little bit of that, just maybe just in my face. I could heat my whole face up with this can of bear mace, right? Sorry, I'm getting a little crazy. Trauma dump. Oh man, are we catching? Are we? Is this the start of a bromance right now? I'm here for it, man. I'm happy to meet you too. Where are you doing that van life at? You said high deserts, so you in like Arizona or Utah? Soup sack handle, no trauma dump here, man. I don't even know that phrase. Trauma. we talking about trauma? You guys want to talk about some trauma? Nah, it ain't that kind of vibe tonight, man. We just trying to make it through. Flagstaff, and you're cold? I guess if you're up high up in Flagstaff. My in-laws are down in Yuma. I live on the Washington State coast, and it's cold and fucking raining 90 days at a time, man. It doesn't get real warm here. That being said, we don't get overly cold. But when you got 20, 30 mile an hour winds with rain and 40 degrees, I'll take that. No, I'd take snow or cold over that. Because once you're wet, it's a game changer for sure. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they down in Yuma, and I got a friend out in Scottsdale. I travel the West Coast, man. I get around, not as much as I used to. But shit, my in-laws hit me up yesterday, and they're like, "Yeah, man, it's 75 degrees down here in Yuma. We've been hanging out by the pool." Thanks, thanks, Mike. You know that fire. God, it's such a fine line. I mean, it's cold in here. Now wind's cutting like a knife. If I had a little better of a coat instead of just a hoodie, I might be doing okay. But I was really expecting that stove to keep things around 60 degrees, and it just ain't. I mean, it's 50 something in here at the best. As soon as I take the blanket off and put it back on, it's cold all over again, and there ain't no drying it out. Hearing that zipper, that's that bitch coming out in me. I got a little bit. Fire's still going, halfway decent. Tell you what, I am not looking forward to that boat ride back because I got to go into it. The wind's coming from that way. The house is that way. I got a 55-pound thrust trolling motor, and it's so dark I can't see the fucking bow. God, it is freezing though. Well, you can for sure call me a bitch because I'm calling it a day. Uh, I tried to make this work, and I learned. Oh, sorry, to blind you guys there. I tried, right? I tried and it failed. And there's a little bit of shame in that. And I'm not overly stoked by this, but I think I'm just gonna be heading back to the house with my tail tucked behind my legs. You know, this was a learning curve for sure. And if I didn't have things to do in the morning and this was a Friday night, I'd be more inclined to sleep out here in the cold and the wet. But with that being said, I'm going to crawl my ass into my boat and have a miserable ride back to the house, thinking about how much of an actual bitch I am. I don't think I'm a bitch, man. I think I just bit off more than I can chew, you know? Would I die if I stayed? No, absolutely not. I had almost enough wood to keep me warm for a few more hours. But after that, it definitely would have been pretty cold and pretty wet. And would I have woken up at, sorry about that, 4 o'clock in the morning, hating life? Absolutely. So instead of getting there, sorry, I'm gonna just talk this out because my feelings are hurt, guys. You know, you plan and you think you're gonna do great, and you come on the live and you got all these illusions of like, yeah, I'm just gonna do an 18-hour live stream. It'll be the most epic thing on YouTube. And then you kind of just fail. And you fail miserably. You end up soaking wet. Now you got to take an embarrassing boat ride back to the house. But hey, I met somebody new, and that's kind of cool. I learned what not to do for next time. And all in all, like, I had a pretty good time. And there's always room for redemption, you know? This was an absolute fail. I only made it out here about, I don't know, 8 hours or so. And I was hoping in that time I could get my gear dry. But the weather won this round. Survival's no joke. But if you like this kind of thing, think about subbing. Thank you for watching. Until then, go outside, everybody. It's good for your soul. Peace.